Hi there, greetings, and welcome to day number 287. You're coming back for 287 days. Wow, that's an answer to my prayer. But beyond that, I'm praying that God's Word will be a blessing for you today. Today we read Ezekiel 6 and 7, Song of Solomon chapter 4, and our first reading in Matthew 25. May the Lord bless you real good today. Let's open to Ezekiel 6. In yesterday's reading, Ezekiel portrayed the punishment of Israel and the siege on Jerusalem for a total of 430 days. Then he took a razor and cut his hair and divided it into 3 parts with a little left over. This was used as a demonstration that a third of the people would die in the city from disease and famine. A third will be killed by the enemy outside the city, and the last third will be scattered by the sword. A small remnant will be saved. Ezekiel 6. The Lord spoke to me, "Mortal man, look toward the mountains of Israel and give them my message. Tell the mountains of Israel to hear the sovereign Lord's word, to hear what I, the sovereign Lord, am telling the mountains, the hills, the gorges, and the valleys. I will send a sword to destroy the places where people worship idols. The altars will be torn down and the incense altars broken. All the people there will be killed in front of their idols. I will scatter the corpses of the people of Israel. I will scatter their bones all around the altars. All the cities of Israel will be destroyed, so that all their altars and their idols will be smashed to pieces. Their incense altars will be shattered, and everything they made will disappear. People will be killed everywhere, and those who survive will acknowledge that I am the Lord. I will let some escape the slaughter and be scattered among the nations, where they will live in exile. There they will remember me and know that I have punished them and disgraced them, because their faithless hearts deserted me, and they preferred idols to me. And they will be disgusted with themselves because of the evil and degrading things they have done. And they will know that I am the Lord, and that my warnings were not empty threats. The sovereign Lord said, "Wring your hands, stamp your feet, cry in sorrow because of the evil, disgusting things the Israelites have done. They are going to die in war or starvation or disease. Those far away will get sick and die. Those nearby will be killed in war. Those who survive will starve to death. They will feel all the force of my anger. Corpses will be scattered among the idols and around the altars, scattered on every high hill, on the top of every mountain, under every green tree and every large oak, in every place where they burned sacrifices to their idols. Then everyone will know that I am the Lord. Yes, I will reach out and destroy their country. I will make it a wasteland from the southern desert to the city of Riblah in the north, not sparing any place where the Israelites live. Then everyone will know that I am the Lord." Ezekiel 7. The Lord spoke to me, "Mortal man, this is what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying to the land of Israel. This is the end for the whole land. Israel, the end has come. You will feel my anger because I am judging you for what you have done. I will pay you back for all your disgusting conduct. I will not spare you or show you any mercy. I'm going to punish you for the disgusting things you have done, so that you will know that I am the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord is saying. One disaster after another is coming on you. It's all over. This is the end. You are finished. The end is coming for you people who live in the land. The time is near when there will be no more celebrations at the mountain shrines, only confusion. Very soon now you will feel all the force of my anger. I am judging you for what you have done, and I will pay you back for all your disgusting conduct. I will not spare you or show you any mercy. I'm going to punish you for the disgusting things you have done, so that you will know that I am the Lord and that I am the one who punishes you. The day of disaster is coming. Violence is flourishing. Pride is at its height. Violence produces more wickedness. Nothing of theirs will remain, nothing of their wealth, their splendor, or their glory. The time is coming, the day is near, when buying and selling will have no more meaning, because God's punishment will fall on everyone alike. No merchants will live long enough to get back what they have lost, because God's anger is on everyone. Those who are evil cannot survive. The trumpet blows, and everyone gets ready. But no one goes off to war, for God's anger will fall on everyone alike. Ezekiel speaks. There is fighting in the streets, and sickness and hunger in the houses. Anyone who is out in the country will die in the fighting, and anyone in the city will be a victim of sickness and hunger. Some will escape to the mountains like doves frightened from the valleys. All of them will moan over their sins. Everyone's hands will be weak, and their knees will shake. They will put on sackcloth, and they will tremble all over. Their heads will be shaved, and they will all be disgraced. They will throw their gold and silver away in the streets like garbage, because neither gold nor silver can save them when the Lord pours out his fury. They cannot use it to satisfy their desires or to fill their stomachs. Gold and silver led them into sin. Once they were proud of their beautiful jewels, but they used them to make disgusting idols. That is why the Lord has made their wealth repulsive to them. The Lord speaks. I will let foreigners rob them, and lawbreakers will take all their wealth and defile it. I will not interfere when my treasured temple is profaned, when robbers break into it and defile it. Everything is in confusion. The land is full of murderers, and the cities are full of violence. I will bring the most evil nations here and let them have your homes. Your strongest men will lose their confidence when I let the nations profane the places where you worship. Despair is coming. You will look for peace and never find it. One disaster will follow another, and a steady stream of bad news will pour in. You will beg the prophets to reveal what they foresee. The priests will have nothing to teach the people, and the elders will have no advice to give. The king will mourn, the prince will give up hope, and the people will shake with fear. I will punish you for all you have done, and will judge you in the same way as you have judged others. This will show you that I am the Lord. Let's turn now to Song of Solomon, chapter 4. Yesterday the woman had an extended speech. Today it's the man's turn. Song of Songs, chapter 4. The man speaks. How beautiful you are, my love! How your eyes shine with love behind your veil! Your hair dances like a flock of goats bounding down the hills of Gilead. Your teeth are as white as sheep that have just been shorn and washed. Not one of them is missing, they are all perfectly matched. Your lips are like a scarlet ribbon. How lovely they are when you speak. Your cheeks glow behind your veil. Your neck is like the Tower of David, round and smooth, with a necklace like 1,000 shields hung around it. Your breasts are like gazelles, twin deer feeding among lilies. I will stay on the hill of myrrh, the hill of incense, until the morning breezes blow and the darkness disappears. How beautiful you are, my love, how perfect you are. Come with me from the Lebanon mountains, my bride, come with me from Lebanon. Come down from the top of Mount Amana, from Mount Senir and Mount Hermon, where the lions and leopards live. The look in your eyes, my sweetheart and bride, and the necklace you are wearing have stolen my heart. Your love delights me, my sweetheart and bride. Your love is better than wine, your perfume more fragrant than any spice. The taste of honey is on your lips, my darling. Your tongue is milk and honey for me. Your clothing has all the fragrance of Lebanon. My sweetheart, my bride, is a secret garden, a walled garden, a private spring where the plants flourish. They grow like an orchard of pomegranate trees and bear the finest fruits. There is no lack of henna and nard, of saffron, calamus, and cinnamon, or incense of every kind. Myrrh and aloes grow there with all the most fragrant perfumes. Fountains water the garden, streams of flowing water, brooks gushing down from the Lebanon mountains. The woman speaks.
Wake up, north wind, south wind, blow on my garden, fill the air with fragrance. Let my lover come to his garden and eat the best of its fruits.
And now let's turn to Matthew 25. Yesterday was Jesus' extended teaching about the end times and his own return, and the parables about our being ready to receive our Master. And at the beginning of this chapter, we have one of my favorite parables. Matthew 25. Jesus is speaking. At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like this. Once there were 10 young women who took their oil lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, and the other 5 were wise. The foolish ones took their lamps, but did not take any extra oil with them, while the wise ones took containers full of oil for their lamps. The bridegroom was late in coming, so they began to nod and fall asleep. It was already midnight when the cry rang out, "Here is the bridegroom, come and meet him." The 10 young women woke up and trimmed their lamps. Then the foolish ones said to the wise ones, "Let us have some of your oil because our lamps are going out." "No, indeed," the wise ones answered. "There is not enough for you and for us. Go to the store and buy some for yourselves." So the foolish ones went off to buy some oil, and while they were gone, the bridegroom arrived. The 5 who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was closed. Later the others arrived. "Sir, sir, let us in," they cried out. The bridegroom answered, "Certainly not. I don't know you." And Jesus concluded, "Watch out then, because you do not know the day or the hour of my return." At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like this. Once there was a man who was about to leave home on a trip. He called his servants and put them in charge of his property. He gave to each one according to his ability. To one he gave 5,000 gold coins. To another he gave 2,000, and to another he gave 1,000. Then he left on his trip. The servant who had received 5,000 coins went at once and invested his money and earned another 5,000. In the same way, the servant who had received 2,000 coins earned another 2,000. But the servant who had received 1,000 coins went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The servant who had received 5,000 coins came in and handed over the other 5,000. He said, "You gave me 5,000 coins, sir. Look, here are another 5,000 that I have earned." "Well done, you good and faithful servant," said his master. "You have been faithful in managing small amounts, so I will put you in charge of large amounts. Come on in and share my happiness." Then the servant who had been given 2,000 coins came in and said, "You gave me 2,000 coins, sir. Look, here are another 2,000 that I have earned." "Well done, you good and faithful servant," said his master. "You have been faithful in managing small amounts, so I will put you in charge of large amounts. Come on in and share my happiness." Then the servant who had received 1,000 coins came in and said, "Sir, I know you are a hard man. You reap harvests where you did not plant, and you gather crops where you did not scatter seed. I was afraid, so I went off and hid your money in the ground. Look, here is what belongs to you." His master said, "You bad and lazy servant! You knew, did you, that I reap harvests where I did not plant, and gather crops where I did not scatter seed? Well then, you should have deposited my money in the bank, and I would have received it all back with interest when I returned. Now take the money away from him and give it to the one who has 10,000 coins. For to every person who has something, even more will be given, and he will have more than enough. But the person who has nothing, even the little that he has, will be taken away from him. As for this useless servant, throw him outside in the darkness. There he will cry and gnash his teeth." Please pray along, following my words. Today as I pray, I will use the pronoun I to pray for me. I invite you to listen first and pray in a similar manner after you understand what I have prayed. Lord, take everything I own. May the measly amount I have earned be 100% invested in your kingdom. The one thing I desire above all else is to hear you say to me, "You have been faithful in managing small amounts. Come on in and share my happiness." Sharing your happiness would be better than gaining the whole world. I pray that the oil of the Holy Spirit would light my lamp, and may I be awake and ready today for any chance to glorify you in words or in actions.